So the reason I got out when I did, instead of letting it run, was simply because I started seeing too much resistance. I started seeing it on this candle, then I started seeing it even more on this candle while the trade was actually going on. Like, it kept going up, but then would pop down quite, like, it started to become more and more resistant to it going up as it was going up. I noticed that, and so on the fly I decided to get out. Normally I wouldn't get out in that early. Normally I let the shit ride, but in that particular case I had a reason to get out early, and that was just because I seen the resistance happening, and obviously apparently that was a good choice to make because it ended up dropping. I forget where I moved my stop, but where I moved my stop right here. So we would have got taken out right here, because I wouldn't have got out until the candle closed. So we would have got out right here versus up here. This just comes from watching the chart and being in these trades as much as I have, and just knowing how things just react. Like, when you start the different ways to see resistance other than, you know, a certain drawn out level, you know, like during the actual price action, like what's going on in each candle before the candle even is finished printing, that allows you to, you know, get a view into what's happening, and maybe you might want to get out because you're seeing a lot of resistance on the upside or downside just from the candle interplay. But you can also zoom in on that aspect if you're into tape reading, you know, level 2 with time and sales, which I'm learning about now. So I might eventually have that into play, or at least in the background, and watching that and see what happens at least these entry levels of these highs and lows, and see what happens with the zoomed in interplay, which I'll call it, which is the level 2 in time and sales, you know, the tape reading. See what's going on between the buyers and sellers at particular levels. Like, I would love to see the buyers and sellers on a tape read here. I would love to have seen that. But yeah, right now I already built the app. Hold on, we got another potential